As an early partner with Xilinx, I'm very excited to be here today. Pony.ai was founded 3 years ago with a mission to build the safest and most reliable autonomous driving solutions. We have modified existing vehicles by adding sensors and advanced AI algorithms. We have been testing our autonomous driving vehicles on challenging open urban road conditions in both Silicon Valley and Beijing and Guangzhou, China. We have been testing our vehicles and en route to make it to be product ready. So we deployed a fleet of our autonomous driving vehicles to the general public. Will be soon launched in Southern California and also in China. Besides the development on the technical side, we are also building our ecosystem by forming close partnership with leading OEMs, Tier 1s, and suppliers. Just about a month ago, we announced our deep collaboration with Toyota. On the supplier side, Xilinx has been one of our early partners from very early on. Let's now look at how we handle complex traffic scenarios. This is a condition where we try to make an unprotected left turn in a busy Beijing traffic. You see, we have to yield to the incoming traffic from the other side, where at the same time there's a water truck come by and spreading water. And then after we yield all the incoming traffic from the other side, as again, this is an unprotected left turn. Then we make the turn. But at the same time, we see there's motorcycles and pedestrians, so we have to yield to them as well. And then only when we deem it safe, that we make the safe passage to the to actually finish this left turn. Active lane change. We decide to make a lane change to right-hand side based on the situation, based on the traffic, but then because of the incoming traffic on the right-hand side, we cancel the lane change and keep on the left lane for now. And then only when we see the opportunity, then we make the right turn in this case. This is another case of active lane change. We try to make a left turn. Because of the traffic on the left lane, we can only find a gap and make the lane change opportunistically. So this is the situation where we saw the gap and made the left turn. Another case of so rainy days, it's a severe weather condition we have to deal with. As I already mentioned, we're testing in Guangzhou, one of the testing sites. And it's a subtropical area. Rain is a very common weather phenomenon. So we have to deal with it day to day. And this is another case where even in a human vision, it's already very foggy and rainy, but we were able to drive still safely in a very slippery road. This is another case where we were driving between two large trucks. And if you look at it carefully, we actually, in this case, sway to the left a little bit, and then once we go forward, we saw the large truck on the left-hand side. We sway to the right a little bit to keep safety distance. Pedestrians is common, it's hard to deal with, it's hard to recognize. This is a highway overpath. And when we make the left turn, we see the guy just wandering about his own business. And we have to recognize and keep the distance. Well, another case, this is an elementary school zone. It's a flock of elementary school kids. And we have to recognize And again, safety is critical in this kind of application. So again, as you have seen, that in order to make autonomous driving safe, we have to handle very complex traffic scenarios. And this is unique in that this kind of application plays a critical requirements on the compute platform. On one hand, we have to handle large amounts of the data in real time. Right? We have to process more than 100 video frames per second. With this large amount of data at the same time, it's a real-time application. And at the same time, because it's within the car, the power consumption is very limited. So it's all these requirements come together, requires it to be real-time, it requires low latency, it requires low power consumption, and we have to process so much data. So luckily, we partnered with Xilinx very early on and found FPGA to be a critical application in this type of usage. This table shows a result of one of the critical applications within our software stack. We can see by deploying FPGA, the latency and the power consumption have been improved for more than 10-folds. At the same time, the real-time accuracy is critical for ensuring the safety because this is a real-time application. The guaranteed deterministic latency is very critical in our application. This is another case study where we use FPGA for our sensor fusion algorithm. The sensor fusion is that we fuse the data from both the LiDAR and the surrounding cameras. One of the key challenges of sensor fusion is to make sure the time difference, the time synchronization is to the minimum. Otherwise, it's like two sensors, we're seeing two different things. On the left-hand side, we see the picture where we use traditional CPU and GPU. We can see that because the latency, the red dots are the LiDAR points, and the picture is from the camera. We can see that from the car, the discrepancy is almost nearly 1/3 of the car length. By deploying FPGA, it's on the other hand, the latency is almost to zero, and we can see the data from both LiDAR and the camera matched perfectly. So this is another case where it shows FPGA plays a critical role in our real-time application. So we have already seen great works by deploying FPGA in our mission-critical application. And with the new Versal AI, we're even more excited to look forward to even more great things from this collaboration. Thank you all. Thanks.